That was White Trash Beautiful by Everlast. Yeah. I think you and I, Little Country, you and I are on the same page. You wrote Everclear on this thing, and I just like, just thinking about Everclear, which, for anyone that doesn't know, is really just brutally strong grain alcohol that I guess, like, I think theoretically ought to be illegal. I mean, because that's like, it's got like an alcohol content that's, you know, like moonshine levels. But fun story, when my friends and I would party and stuff, on several occasions, went to my buddy's house who had a pool, and what we would do, we would take Everclear, because it's extremely flammable, and we would rub some on our arms, and then we would set our arms on fire, and then jump into the pool. And it was really cool. And it doesn't burn your skin, like, because it just goes through the alcohol first, and, you know, you don't let it like burn long enough that it'll actually go through it and get down to your skin. And that's like something I also read about with, like, if you get doused in gasoline or something, like, it'll be hot and you probably won't be able to breathe or something. You definitely don't want to be inhaling the hot air and the fire, but like, it won't burn your skin right away. So that's something you should know, if you ever get doused with some sort of flammable liquid, that it won't start burning your skin immediately. So you probably have maybe 20 seconds, stop, drop, and roll, all that. Anyway, sorry, I'm rambling real hard. We're going to switch on to more Little Country stuff with Carry On My Wayward Son, a classic by Kansas.
Carry on my wayward son, there'll be peace when you are done.
Hey, that was Carry On My Wayward Son by Kansas, and boy, that is a classic, and it always reminds me of, like, they used it as the theme song for this show called Supernatural, about like these two dudes that would go around and like hunt vampires and weird demons and crap, and it was very iconic. Anyway, so you're listening to the Power 92.3 WKVR. I'm J-Dox. This is Please Cancel Me. People writing in, and that's like, I love it all the time. What was I going to talk about though? Oh God, I had something. Oh man, so we were listening to Everlast, White Trash Beautiful, and that's one that Little Country sends in all the time. Oh, by the way, all of his are being shouted out, dedicated to his boys at SCI, Wild Rabbit, Matt, Kyle, JT, Battle, all you guys. You're great. Keep writing in. But so I was, so in my time here, Little Country sends it in all the time. I was like, I've listened to that Everlast song a lot, but I was only just this time like watching the video, and it had the dude from Breaking Bad, the guy that played Jesse, and there was a whole narrative about like the struggle of, you know, being a trucker, a teamster, and, you know, having to be away from his love, who then gets pregnant, but he has to leave, and there's turmoil, and things just go very bad. It was very dramatic and artistic and all that. So I love the narratives, you know. For a lot of music, I don't listen to the lyrics. I sort of like, you know, focus on the roller coaster ride of the music and stuff, but I think I ought to be paying more attention to lyrics and focus on the narratives that they tell. Not that I'm totally oblivious to it, but I listen to a lot of songs that, like, I don't care for the lyrics and the narrative, but I just love, you know, the beats and the sounds. So, anyway, coming up next, another one of Little Countries. This is Ambiguous by Big Sean featuring Mike Posner and Clinton Sparks.
Kinda sounds like we should hit him with that. So ambiguous. Nah. Oh, ambiguous girl. Don't be. Are we gonna or not? Man, it's our girl.
All right, that was Ambiguous by Big Sean featuring Mike Posner and Clinton Sparks. That was one of Little Countries going out to Wild Rabbit, Matt, Kyle, JT, Battle, and I think that's all of the people. I hope I'm not missing anybody. But this is Please Cancel Me, where I come in here and I'm extremely flustered, and I don't know what I'm doing, so I just end up rambling about how much I like the people writing into us. And speaking of, as we have a lot more of Little Countries requests coming in today, but for now I wanted to talk to Vaughn. Hope you're listening. Thank you for writing in over the break with all your stuff. Sorry to hear about the Pinochle tournament. That's a bummer, man. I have no idea what Pinochle is. Looked it up. It's some sort of card game. No idea. Anyway, talking about all kinds of different stuff. Last semester, I was speculating on having a poetry reading show because we have a lot of writers down at SCI Huntingdon that, you know, could contribute some art we could read on air or something. And, you know, rest assured it would not take up any space on Please Cancel Me. This would not turn into a poetry show. Thinking about starting a separate one of that. And DJ T, as we were talking about this, she suggested the name of the show would be Pros and Cons. Pros like Prose, and then cons because y'all are at SCI Huntingdon. We thought that was pretty clever. Pros and cons. Anyway, I would love to have you, or let me rephrase that entire sentence. Vaughn, I would love if you would contribute one of your stories to the zine project, The Drive-Bys and Dragons, which you described as a universe where a city's drug dealers work in terror of being victimized by dope fiend dragons. Is really fantastically interesting, I think. And it reminds me of this book I read called The Name of the Wind, I think it was. It was part of the King Killer Chronicles. It's like high fantasy stuff. But it did have a moment in it where like this big dragon-like creature, it wasn't like a dragon, it was just like a huge lizard or something, like was going totally berserk with like withdrawal symptoms from this like weird drug that some, you know, like fantasy banditos out in the woods were like making out of some like narcotic tree sap or something. But like this giant lizard like got into it and was like just getting totally gacked out of this like weird opiate tree sap or something, and then went on a rampage in the town because, you know, he got them shakes or something. So that's what it reminded me of. And it sounds super interesting if that if something like that would then be framed like in the real world where there's like, you know, modern urban city drug dealers and stuff and la-di-di-da-di-da and all that. And I'm looking through the rest of this letter. Well, yes. Thank you very much for your kind words, Vaughn. I really appreciate that. And we're going to throw off to Damaged Goods by Gang of Four. Thanks for listening, Vaughn, and I hope you're listening right now. Otherwise, I'm talking to nobody. Dang, and that was Damaged Goods by Gang of Four. That was the only one that Vaughn sent in over break as a part of his letter. Thank you for writing in, Vaughn. Man, that was tight. I'm keeping that. That's I'm gonna look into the rest of their music, Gangs of Four, because that was fantastic. I think that had, and I'm probably wrong. I'm not as like super, you know, well versed in like the music history of it, but like it had a Depeche Mode, I think, vibe is the band that I'm thinking of. Is Depeche Mode, or am I thinking Joy Division? No, Joy Division's like sadder than that, I guess. You're listening to the Power 92.3 WKVR. I'm J-Dox. Please cancel me. I'm coming to you live from a fortified bunker deep below Ray's Town Lake, where the water's coming in at, I think, about 2 or 3 gallons a minute. But it's a pretty big space, so I'll have enough to get through. But I'm going to have to, I think, cut it off at about 3:30 or something, because I'm going to have to bail out, you know, like bailing, like emptying the water out of this place, and then take some audio equipment down to the Minithon, which is a cool thing Juniata's doing right now. So I guess this actually counts as my show's like news event that I talk about, which is something I rarely do. I rarely like do the news things like we should be. Anyway, the Minithon is like this thing that got started in State College, and it's like a charity thing. But it's like a dance marathon where like you see how long you can dance or something, and people get sponsored. Like, oh, if you pass out from exhaustion, then you have to give $20 to charity or something. No, it's nothing like that. But like someone, it's like one of those like call-in telethons where people will like pledge such and such to the charity for like some person to like last for another 2 hours or something. So luckily I don't have to dance until 10 o'clock tonight. I get to sit in a nice chair and just put my computer's dance mix on, and I can just sit there, maybe get some homework done and not have to do any of that garbage. So we up next we got Miss Murder, AFI. This one takes me back. I listened to this AFI album. It was what was it, December something was the album. Anyway, Miss Murder, classic. Had this as the ringtone on my very ever first cell phone when I was in like middle school. This is one of Little Countries. That was Miss Murder by AFI, and boy, does that one take me back. That is fantastic. I used to love. I'm totally getting into AFI again after that. Definitely. I can't remember. That was like November something. The album. I'm a horrible DJ, but that was fantastic. I used to be so into Miss Murder like way back when, and I'm about to Miss Murder and AFI, and I'm about to again. And real quick, just for like, well, not real quick, and go. Let me back up for a second. That one was sent in by Little Country. That all of his songs go out to his boys at SCI, Wild Rabbit, Matt, Kyle, JT, Battle, everybody else that I'm probably not remembering. But thanks for writing in, Little Country. And going off of AFI was really cool. I remember like just growing up and being sort of a mall rat for a while, and you know, going to a store like Hot Topic or something that has like goth kid stuff, and I don't know if it's still like that now. Anyway, but that was when AFI was getting really big with that album, like Miss Murder and the other songs on it, I can't. And so it was like a big part of, I guess, my adolescence, and then so that was like mid 2000s or something, I guess, like mid to late 2000s, and that and I didn't know that, like, before that they had that really goth kind of emo, as it were, aesthetic. Like, they were a punk band for the longest time, and looked up some of that a while ago, and it's really interesting because real different sound. But, so, to play some of that, I'm going to throw on Perfect Fit by AFI off of their earlier album, Very Proud of Ya. Oh, come on, please. This is fun. Wait. Do you hear that? That's too quiet. What the heck is wrong with this? Ugh. Well, I was trying to come back and do something fun, because for Christmas, my parents got me this little like MIDI keyboard thing, and I've been like toying around with like trying to make beats or something, but apparently the software is like way too quiet, where it's just not like, it won't play the thing that never mind. You just can't hear it. Oh my God. I know why, because I turned the level down all the freaking way. So I was going to come back and do something fun with like little space noises. Whoa. Yeah, like exactly that. Okay. That's fun. Anyway, you're listening to the Power 92.3 WKVR, and I've got a little space noise box here with me. What we just heard was Perfect Fit by AFI, some of their earlier punk stuff before, right after. We had heard their later, more goth styling things of the mid 2000s, Miss Murder, sent in by Little Country. Anyway, I think that's how I'm going to come back from every song from now on. I'm just going to do a little like, hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here on the Galaxy Space Rift. We're gonna see what this nebula is looking like right over here. It's pretty nice. All right, enough of this. All the Lights by Kanye West coming up. Why did it get so loud all of a sudden? Just when Vaughn thought that I was going to start being a real DJ playing real music, I got this weird cosmonaut keyboard. It makes space noises all day. This is a loop that I made with MIDI. There's just 3 notes, but I think it's pretty cool. I like this. Anyway, enough of that. You're listening to the Power 92.3 WKVR. I'm Jadox. This is Please Cancel Me. And boy, if you're not getting that petition in order right now, you know, it might not actually cancel me before I actually have to leave at the end of the semester. That was a joke that I could have set up a lot better. But thank you for enduring me. Yeah, this is my last semester here on WKVR, I think. And I might be around in the summer, depending on if I can get keys to come in here and mess around still. But I am graduating, which is a scary Very scary concept. But that's, in terms of being in the developed, modernized white people world, going out and being an adult is a pretty fairly easy problem to have. Here's Warmness of the Soul by Avenged Sevenfold instead of whatever I'm doing. Stop. All right, hey, that was Warmness of the Soul by Avenged Sevenfold. And let's see what this does. Oh, wait, it's the same exact thing. All right, sorry, never mind. I thought it was that too. So what I'm going to do with this outer space noise machine is I actually had an idea for a project. I'm just going to like chat real quick that I had like a video file of the Edgar Wright directed film The World's End, which is fantastic and I love it. But the file got corrupted in such a horrible way that it became this glitched out, shimmering, jumping, swirling, like nightmare array of colors and squares and shapes. And it's like a really trippy thing. But it's like a 2-hour long video of just weird, glitched out colors and shapes moving around. I thought that was so cool. I wanted to split it up into blocks and then use that as like to make a little like ambient space noise video kind of thing, like with the little bloops. Like, no, you're not gonna play that key? All right, well, never mind. You're listening to the Power 92.3 WKVR, where starting off this new semester, I am making a bigger fool out of myself than I think I ever have previously. So I'm, as I said earlier, I am broadcasting live from the bottom of Raystown Lake, where the water is slowly coming in. It's at mid shin level right now, but I am sitting down, so probably gonna have to stand up soon. Anyway, come down to my little bunker in the next 35 minutes if you want to get an ass kicking. That's my favorite thing to say, like, come to X location in X amount of time if you want an ass kicking. Anyway, I Don't Care by Apocalyptica. Didn't know where I was going with that one, did ya? I Don't Care by Apocalyptica, featuring Adam Gontier. Or maybe it's Gontier, maybe he's not French. You're listening to the Power 92.3 WKVR. I'm J-Dox. Please cancel me, for the love of God, I'm dying down here. And I'm going space crazy. Talked a little bit earlier about the Fratellis, getting back into them. Or rather expanding my being into them that I already was into their more recent work. And I think it's absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to get back to some of that. We heard earlier at the beginning of the show, Me and the Devil, which was fantastic. And we're just going to move down. That was like the first on their album, Eyes Wide, Tongue Tied. And we are going to just move down like to the second and third because these first 3 tracks on Eyes Wide, Tongue Tied are fantastic. So starting out first with Imposters by the Fratellis. That was Baby Don't You Lie to Me by the Fratellis, and before that we heard Imposters, and I love their album Eyes Wide Tongue Tied so much that I'm going to play the next one, Medusa in Chains. Talking fast. Oh, and we're back. Hey. So what we just heard was Bar Hopper by Kid Koala, and before that was Dog Days by Flower Garden, which is a cool little band that my old roommate, one of my best friends, turned me on to, that they were friends of his back from high school in Camp Hill, PA. Anyway, Flower Garden, they're on Bandcamp. You can look them up. They sound really cool. And then Kid Koala, which my friend DJ Jet showed me over break. He was on here for Please Cancel Me for the Halloween special last semester. And let's listen to some more Kid Koala because I'm really getting into this. It's like a little chop and screwed with like these jazz beats under it and a lot of cool funky samples. So we're gonna throw to Music for Morning People. Kid Koala. Boy, that one was significantly more chopped and screwed. That was Music for Morning People by Kid Koala, and that is a whole new thing that I'm getting used to. So I gotta head out. Gotta go move some sound equipment for this dance competition. I wonder if anyone will pass out from exhaustion or maybe die tonight in a tragic dancing accident at the mini-thon. I shouldn't say that. It's for charity. It's good. It's a good thing. But we're going to leave on Rammstein, America, live from Volkerball. America with the K. You know it's German. Thank you for listening. This has been Please Cancel Me on the Power 92.3 WKVR. Glad to be back, ready for a hot new semester full of very fantastic garbage, stuttering, sweating all over these nice chairs, and generally just making the soundboard not work like it's supposed to work. So keep it locked. Saturdays 2 to 4. I do other shows also, like the Slouch Tuesday nights at 10. We did move it up to 10 because we were going way too late last semester. And we talk about all kinds of stuff. Not a lot of music, a lot of talking. And then Thursday, for What's in Our Mailbox at 9 p.m. is all music, with very little of me talking, that we get sent in. If you want to send stuff in, you can send that to Juniata College Box 726 at 1700 Moore Street, Huntingdon, PA 16652. And if you send that to Please Cancel Me, I'll play it on here. If you send that to What's in Our Mailbox, I'll play it then. But I mean, so many people have been writing into that recently that we're gonna have to like break that up into multiple shows across the week, or something like that, because too many people send in too many songs in, and it's great, and I want to play them all, but I do need to go to sleep at some point. So throwing it to Rammstein, America.